Last year we heard about the 58-story Millennium Tower in San Francisco. The city sued developers, engineers were subpoenaed, but the biggest problem was that the tower was still sinking. The 9-year-old tower has actually sunk 17 inches now. Many potential culprits could be blamed. Everything from unstable soil, groundwater, and unsound design and engineering. Think it's the third one! Unsound design and engineering! That's why your building's sinking. Well now, engineers think that they have a potential and quite pricey solution. According to the San Francisco Chronicle, the LERA firm and DeSimone consulting engineers were hired by developer Millennium Partners to come up with a solution. They want to drill 50 to 100 new piles about 10 inches to a foot in diameter down into the bedrock from the building's basement. The job could cost between $100 and $150 million. What I find most interesting is that the tower already has 900 piles that reach from 60 to 91 feet below the surface. The bedrock is at about 200. See, the developer chose not to drive any of the 900 piles to the bedrock. And in last August, the company insisted that the decision had no impact on the tower's new tilt. Seems as though they may have reversed course. The biggest issue now is figuring out who's gonna pay for it. And it's either going to be a combination, it's gonna be the city. The city's gonna fall on it. I think it's the third one. The High Mobility Artillery Rocket System from Lockheed Martin is a lightweight mobile launcher. Essentially, it's a dump truck, but instead of an open box on the back, it carries a 6-pack of guided rockets and tactical missiles. The launcher loader module and fire control system are mounted on a standard 5-ton truck chassis that has an armored cab to protect the 3 occupants who operate the system. And, as you can see from the footage, additional protection is certainly required. This week, Lockheed delivered the first launcher in which both the chassis and launcher components were manufactured at its facility in Camden, Arkansas. This is of particular interest because in the past, the 5-ton chassis were provided by the government. The company can now build the weapons from the ground up in Arkansas. Lockheed Martin is under contract by the Department of Defense to produce 12 new rocket launchers for the international customers by the end of 2017. So, I think it's the third one. Last week, the Office of Naval Research released compelling video of the Navy's electromagnetic railgun successfully firing multiple multi-shot salvos. The railgun, which relies on electrical pulses instead of gunpowder, can fire ammunition at speeds in excess of Mach 6, which is, off the top of my head, about like 4,603.61 miles per hour for a distance of 115 miles. That is just, that'll kill you. Yesterday, the Navy announced that the railgun is finally out of the lab and ready for field demonstrations. See, the video that you just saw was only showing successful tests at a low muzzle energy. The upcoming tests, which will take place at the new Railgun RepRap test site at the Naval Surface Warfare Center in Virginia, will increase launch energy, firing rates, and salvo size. By the end of the summer, they hope to be testing at 20 megajoules with the expectation of hitting 32 megajoules by next year. According to the Navy, and just a little for your information, 1 megajoule is the same as a 1-ton vehicle going 160 miles per hour. So just times 32. The Navy is now working on railgun barrels that can not only fire more rounds per minute, but have a longer barrel life. The Navy expects the railgun to be a more cost-effective solution for warships. The railgun offers greater range, higher velocity, and a deeper magazine than traditional guns. And it's cool. I'm David Manti. This is Engineering by Design. And it's a pretty big gun, you know what I'm saying?